We have already seen what all different types of roles are present. But please don't develop this thought process that these roles are the only roles. These roles are very rigid. Please don't think that way. Because based on the company and based on where that company is in stage of evolution. So you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go back to the stage of AI adoption curve. Based on where a company is in its level of adopting AI. So if a company was an early adopter, then it's gonna be farther than companies who are just started that something. So at every phase, there are gonna be new people who are going to enter here, right? So this curve is kind of like this. So at every stage, there is going to be people entering. So someone could be entering here, someone could be entering here, someone could be entering here. What does it mean? So if someone is entering now, it means they are at the early phases. But the company which had started at early, that company is at late majority in its evolution of being data science driven company, data driven company. So now if we go back here, this thing will make a lot more sense. Same role is different in different companies based on two different things. One, it is different based by type of the company. So let me just write that down. It is different by type of the company, and it is also different based on place in evolution. So generally many companies, they will have jobs for all types of people. So let's say a company like Google or Facebook, it will have different types of jobs available, doesn't matter what level, because there will be some projects which are new. So kind of like at this place, we are, we can safely discard this, and we can just focus on different types of companies and how a role might be impacted by a type of company. So let's check what are the different types of companies. First company is service based company. Okay, what is a service based company going to do? Based on the requirements put forth by the client, it is going to deliver solution. All aim of a service based company is deliver solution. So there are different types of companies, and every type is actually suitable for a different type of person. You see, if you enjoy building solutions and working on solution alone, just that part of starting from requirement to deployment of to the end of that solution, in service based company you will get much larger number of projects to work on, because here it's delivery of the project is the main metric. So it will be one project after another after another. It might be new solution, it might be new feature in the same solution. Product is not owned by the service company, rather the product is owned by whoever is given the assignment to that service company, but the development is done by that service based company. So here you have a company like IBM. So IBM has actually a arm. IBM has a separate arm which does service development. So companies like Wipro, Infosys, TCS, IBM, HCL, there are a lot of companies which are into this service based. So this is solution driven. Then we have consulting companies. So consulting companies specialize in new business opportunities, in improvements to pre-existing whatever they have already done. So consulting comes up with suggestion, not solution. There is a big difference between suggestion and solution. So in consulting firm, you might find that a lot of work with client discussion to and fro with domain expert, and it's to come up with something which will work better than what is currently done, to either improve some process or come up with something new. So consulting firm is about suggestion, service firm is about solution. So if you have let's say good communication skill, you are interested in interacting with different customers and talking with domain experts talking with someone from data science background. So a data science consulting will have an intersection of data science knowledge, business knowledge, implementation knowledge, a lot of intersection. So at consulting, you need wide but shallow knowledge. Let me repeat. In a consulting firm, you are going to need wide knowledge, but it is going to be shallower compared to, let's say, a service based company where a person's knowledge is going to be deep in building solution. So if you enjoy such kind of wide skill set which come into play, consulting firm. Then you have domain specific, product specific company, which are product based company. So Microsoft is a big company. Okay. But let's think PowerPoint was just a product, and let's say there was a separate company for sub company for PowerPoint. Then you see it would have become a product company. It has just one product, which is PowerPoint. Won't generally be just PowerPoint. Probably it will be Office 365 products. If it had been a separate company, it could have been a product based company. But you can find there are a lot of products: Evernote, Notion, or I mean a lot more. You just have to think any product you use for chatting. Let's take WhatsApp or anything. That's a product, and that product is going to have a large company, and any AI feature which is to be implemented in that is going to be what a data scientist in a product company is going to do. So this is solution, this was suggestion, this was solution, this is product. So this is pretty simple. This thing is going to be based on product. So let me just highlight the important parts so that highlight the key role so that you can just focus your eye just on that. So these are the key kind of like things. Now, one final type of company, a final type of company which is R&D. So a research and development arm of a company. So I started with the example of IBM. IBM has a R&D team. So it is going to work on working on breakthrough things. So it is primarily focused on researching towards advancements, new breakthroughs, not R&D part. So IBM definitely also has a product team, right? IBM is also definitely going to have product. I don't know if IBM has a consulting arm, but let's create a consulting hypothetical arm for IBM. So let's say we have a X company which has a R&D arm, product arm, consulting arm, also service arm. Even though a data scientist as a role might be present in all arms of the same company, it's going to be very different because the emphasis of the skills, the distribution between skills is going to be different. So R&D is going to be research heavy. And this thing actually connects pretty well with the slide we have had before, which is this. A R&D company is where most research jobs are going to be, and the number of such companies who actually do research for advancements are much less. The number of companies which work on either a feature, means service companies, or number of companies which want to include in-house team, a team which works on including AI in their product, so then that is a product based company. So these three companies are much larger in numbers than a simple R&D based company. And in R&D based company, it will be more maths heavy, more experimentation heavy. This will probably be much less connected to the application part. So hopefully this clears how the same role might be different on the type of company as well. So you see, there is a lot more nuances. There is no blanket statement. This is the difference between Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. There is no black and white. There is shades of gray. We are learning these shades of gray here. This is not just one blanket statement made for a certain thing. No course can actually do that. Any course which is not going into nuances is probably because they don't have time to go into nuances. We are actually diving deep into those nuances so that you develop that understanding, so that you can make an informed choice. You see, without this, you are making uninformed choice. There are three things which generally happen. You see, first things is informed choice. The other thing is uninformed choice. And there is one more thing which is happening now, misinformed choice. The worst is this, when you are misinformed. So there might be a few courses which are misinterpreting something, which have some other agenda on their mind, which might be just selling their own course. You don't know. Such misinformation, it could be intentional or it could be unintentional. I mean, it could be that someone has not just thought deeply. So the information has been passed with a miscommunication, and that nuance has lost. So because it was miscommunicated, you misunderstood it, and your decision is a misinformed decision. Many people take either a uninformed decision, when they say I want to become a data science researcher. That's an uninformed decision. When you still read up and you kind of like see that, oh, some people are saying that data science research is in demand, but what is actually not read is everyone who is saying that researchers are needed, they are all researchers themselves. Where are other people who should be telling you, other different, everything else which is also present? So that is not a intentional misinformation like fake news, but it is still a misinformation because of miscommunication. Hopefully you have become more informed because of all these slides which went into details of stuff like roles, different types of companies, different stages of evolution of companies, or things like hype curve, things like different skills required. So hopefully you are now in an informed category and you learn accordingly.